to you live from the Picket Studios in Houston, Texas. This is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Good morning, Houston. Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez, here with co-producers Gibran Hernandez and David Bonilla. It was a wild night, man, and I don't know how we're sitting here putting on the show, but I know that we're here. And we're going to have a great day. That's all I have to say about that. Last night was phenomenal. For you guys that missed it, we got a chance to go out and hang out with friends, just industry friends, and you know, anyone that's ever done business with one of our sponsors, Texas American Title Patent Law Firm. They do a yearly party, and this year they hosted it at Clay. I want to say it's the second year in a row.
Second year at Clay, yeah.
And it's nice. It was a good time. I got a chance to catch up with some friends in the industry.
So I've only been to Clay maybe 2 or 3 times. I love that swimming pool there in the middle, and I wonder, in the summer, do people jump in there?
Yes, I asked.
Oh, so they do, man.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, they're not supposed to, but people do.
Oh, wait. Oh, so they don't want to let people jump in?
I don't think so. Not during like the actual like club night. Oh, you know, people, I'm sure, you know, do crazy things.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, you guys. I mean, it was a good time. I got a chance to see people that I don't get I don't see maybe more than once a year. But they're great people, great business owners, great agents out there who are busy. And
well, you know what's amazing, man? You can see the amount of growth that Patton has made in the last few years. They went from having like this, and it wasn't a small party, but at Miluna, and where they would pack out Miluna, but I would know 80-90% of the people there.
Yeah.
Last night, I was like in my own little circle, and I was like, man, I don't know anybody here.
There was a lot.
There's a lot of new people.
Yeah, there was.
People that we've never met before. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and several hundred people.
Yeah.
That place was packed.
Yeah. It was a pretty impressive event. I got to say that. And fun, too. There was a lot of good food. I don't know if you guys got a chance to pick out some of the food.
Oh yeah,
there was I don't know why, but like it kept
coming
to me.
That's what was funny. They had they kept coming around. They had a tray with just like pork nuggets just stacked on each other.
Yes.
It looked terrible. And they walked by, and I'm there with Curtis Warden.
Yeah.
And Curtis is like, hey, and like flags the girl over. And he's like, try some of these pork nuggets.
And then he just lets the girl stand there while he's like picking off the pork nugget. Just eating while she's standing there holding it.
They had sushi too. I saw somebody walking around with trays of sushi.
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't get.
There was a girl that kept walking around with mac and cheese, like just like bowls of mac and
cheese and steak.
And steak.
It was amazing.
Like, how amazing was that?
Steak.
Man?
Yeah, it was really good.
I didn't see any steak.
Whoever had that idea was genius.
We're
gonna hire a girl, and she's just gonna take mac and cheese and steak to all of our friends. Like that was just pure genius, man. All right, so we have a phenomenal show planned out for you guys today. We want to talk a whole lot about building your business, as always, which is what the show is all about. But at the same time, we want to see if we can show you a thing or two about a thing or two. So one of the things we're going to talk about today is fighting your taxes, which is something that you should be doing regardless every single year. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We got a great show on advertising, postcards, you name it, and you know what?
You just totally made that up. Yeah. The word up there is advice, not advertising.
Oh, wait, that doesn't say postcards?
Guys, that's just Brandon's horrible handwriting.
Oh my goodness.
It's adverse possession.
I could swear that says postcards right there. I could swear it from here that says postcards.
I was like, wait, I don't remember discussing that.
Tell me that doesn't say postcards from here.
It does kind of look like it says advertising postcards. Now I can see it now.
Also, one of the things that I definitely want to talk about, and I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that I definitely want to talk about is BB's new viralness.
Oh my
and the fact that he's outgrown the show.
We're actually sitting with a star here, guys.
We are sitting with an internet star as we speak, by the way, you guys. And I don't know if he's even gonna want to be our co-producer here anymore.
I don't think so.
He's gonna walk in and be like, dude, I'm just too big for the show.
Oh, I've already got my own tagline tagline and everything. Stay stashy, my friends.
Stay stashy. Oh my goodness! So,
That's a good one.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick commercial break here in just a few seconds, but don't forget that you can drop all your questions, comments, concerns, you name it. Tell us about how the party was for you if you guys made it out to last night's event.
Oh, I definitely saw some of our listeners out there last night.
Yeah, you know what? You know what was really cool is I got a lot of people that were coming up and telling me that they actually watched the show, listened to it, and that it's helping them grow their business. So that was a really cool thing. I got a chance to hear that, not just from, one or two people. It was a good handful of them that were coming up to me and saying that. So thank you guys so much for doing that. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Manuel Mata, Chairman of the Houston Alumni Network of Sigma Lambda Beta, and I'd like to personally invite you to our annual teen gift drive, benefiting Navidad en el Barrio on Friday, December 9th at Lucky's Pub in downtown from 6 to 9. Join us for a night of networking, fun, and giving back to our community as we collect gifts for some very deserving Houston area teens. Remember, December 9th, Lucky's Pub downtown on San Emmanuel, and I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also follow us live on Facebook and YouTube, where we can chat with you live during the show. Co-producer David Bonilla, host Alan Hernandez, and I am Gibran Hernandez. David, what's the weather look like out there today?
It seemed like you had a little bit of difficulty getting through that. Are you okay too?
It was a little tough.
As far as the weather goes, guys, today is going to be a little bit cold. We all knew that. It's going to be a low of 39, high 51. But the good thing is we get a little bit of relief going in through the weekend. The lows will actually bump up a little bit into the low 50s. So it won't be as chilly this weekend or early next week.
That's good. And make sure you keep your scarves out, your gloves. All that stuff for cold weather.
This guy walked in like he was like in New York.
I saw him. A scarf,
super
gloves.
large jacket, gloves, yeah, the whole thing, like something on his head, everything.
Look, where I live, I'm between a bunch of tall buildings, so it creates like these wind tunnels.
You believe any of this? And
so when I'm walking my dog in the morning, the wind tunnels, it's like 50 miles per hour winds in there. It's cold. And what does it matter if I get easily cold?
The wind tunnels.
The wind tunnels.
So I gotta actually bring something up that you guys know exactly what it is, and it's about BB being the new internet star. And what happened? But I gotta tell you guys the story about it first. Here's the deal. So yesterday I took, for the first time, in a long time, a drive around the city, and I went out. Guess where? Guess where I went out? I went out to Timbuktu, which you guys know I don't like doing very much or very often. I actually ended up driving 80 miles yesterday, which Man,
that's one heck of like a drive, man. You
I drove all day.
Around.
I drove all day. Yeah, I drove all day, and it was just going out to potential houses that we're getting ready to list, but you got to make it out there. You can't be like, hey, this one's too far. Every once in a while, I may be able to share some of those with an agent, but when it's somebody that's a referral, I always do my best to go out there and go out there, as soon as I can, and that's what it was yesterday. But anyway, I'm driving back, and I get a phone call from BB, right, and I don't think I even picked up. So he calls me like right back, and if he calls me a second time, I know that I got to pick up. Like I know that it's important, so I pick up, and he's like, dude, I just had the weirdest thing happen to me. And I'm like, oh, man, like this guy's going to hit me with like some crazy story, like what is it? What happened? Like I didn't know what to expect. And so he starts telling me about some crazy guy that goes, nuts on him because obviously you weren't doing the best job at driving. And
I get that. I get that. I get it. I stopped a lane, and that's messed up to stop the lane. But he could have gone around me. There's 2 other open lanes right there, and it went too far when he spit on me. That's when I felt like it went too far.
I can't believe that someone would do that. Like someone would actually go out of their way. I get it. I honk. I honk at people all the time.
Oh, and that's what everyone said. It's like, hey, and that's what I expected. I thought, because he came up and he like asked me to roll down the window. That's why I rolled down the window, and I was like, okay, well, this guy's gonna like tell me off real quick. Yeah, I probably deserve it. No big deal. And he started telling me off. I didn't say anything to him. I just looked at him, and I think the fact that he wasn't getting a rise out of me is what made him escalate the situation, and that's when he spit on me. And that's what people aren't understanding. He didn't spit on me after I followed him. Yeah. He spit through his window, through my window, onto me. Wow. Yeah. And it hit me on the shoulder.
After calling you racial slurs.
Yeah, after calling me racial slurs and yelling at me, not getting a rise out of me, that's when he spit on me. That's the only reason I followed him, and it was a stupid decision to follow him. After I watched the video, the guy hides something like behind his back. I'm happy. It could have been a gun. I'm happy to be alive. It wasn't a good decision. I don't condone that somebody go out and do the same, but that was my first instinct was, man, I gotta get a picture of this guy who just spit on me.
Yeah, because you basically got assaulted. If that guy has AIDS or something, then that could be extremely bad for you.
Yeah, and it's to me it was just a matter of like, okay, I get it. Sometimes you get angry and pissed off, but you don't go around spitting on people.
And also, there's no audio.
No audio. Manuel needs to turn up his speakers on his computer.
Turn it up, Manuel. Turn it up. We're on. So okay. So you pull out of like a restaurant or something.
Well, no, I'm following behind him. I'm not like aggressively following either. I'm just driving behind him, and he pulls into a parking lot, and so I pulled up behind him, and he's the one who gets out of his car. I didn't get out of my car.
There really is no audio.
Brandon.
Test. Test.
Hello.
Test. Yeah. All right. I don't know.
Okay.
Are we on?
Yeah.
I guess so.
What's bizarre? I don't know.
Guys, let us know if you guys can hear us. We are having some technical difficulties here today, and that happens every once in a while.
My computer drank too much last night.
The computer must have been at the PLF party.
It was.
Okay, we're good.
I took my computer to the PLF, and now
if you're watching and you can hear us, make sure you give us a quick thumbs up so that you guys let us know that you are listening to the show and that you are getting audio. For some reason, we weren't having audio for a little while.
I don't know.
So I don't even know where we left off or where our audience left off on our story.
Well, we were recapping the.
So we're recapping the story. The guy he was going to yell at me, and then he spit on me, and that's what pushed. That's what really pushed it over the edge for me. But then when I followed him, I didn't get out of the car, and like I said, it was a stupid idea to follow him. I shouldn't have done it. But I had to I needed to get a picture in my mind. I was like, I need to know who the heck this person is that thought it's appropriate to walk around or to drive around and spit on people because you're upset about something.
Yeah.
And that like is in addition to the other racial slurs that he made, is what made it so bad. Is that behavior is just inappropriate.
And you know what? Listen, I obviously don't condone that, and that guy's being racist is definitely not okay. So, f that guy for that. But we went to Alabama, so I think we can deal with a racial slur too.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But
the
if someone spits on me, that's a whole different deal.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's really taking it to the next level. I mean, and that's what when he called me, I was like, here's the deal. There are so many unhappy, just people that dislike life out there that you can't really take it personal when people do stuff like that. You can't really be upset about it. But at the same time, I didn't realize he had actually like spit on you, man. Like,
yeah.
I could see why you would have been upset.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that behaviors have to have consequences, and I know that like people on my post are like, "Oh, you're a big old P. You're acting like
a big old female.
Yeah, you're acting like a female. You just want attention."
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly. What does that mean? Act like a female?
What does that mean? Yeah.
And we could just finish it when we get back. But all I'm saying is that behaviors have to have consequences.
Yep.
Well,
that's it.
We'll continue to discuss it when we get back. Thank you guys for joining us today. We're going to be here. We're going to be right back after a quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Manuel Mata, chairman of the Houston Alumni Network of Sigma Lambda Beta, and I'd like to personally invite you to our annual teen gift drive benefiting Navidad en el Barrio on Friday, December 9th at Lucky's Pub in downtown from 6 to 9. Join us for a night of networking, fun, and giving back to our community as we collect gifts for some very deserving Houston area teams. Remember, December 9th, Lucky's Pub downtown on San Emanuel, and I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve. Contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us, we'll talk with you live during the show. But right now we're having a little discussion about my new celebrity status, apparently. I didn't ask for that celebrity status. I simply just wanted this guy to know that if you spit on somebody, the world is small and it will come back around to you. And I already know that for a fact that people were being tagged in a post that knew him already.
Yeah.
That's how small the world is,
so
guys.
that's what I wanted to bring up. So it's been proven, we have 7 degrees of separation between ourselves and anyone in the world that you could ever want to know. Right?
You think so?
Yeah, that's actually
I don't think so. That's actually been proven.
What they did is Stanley Milgram did an experiment wherever he sent out letters, and it said, send out whoever wrote on this one, and they wanted to see how long it would take for that letter to hit a common person, and typically it was within 7 touches it would hit the same common person.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew it, but I think it's a really cool ordeal to see when social media works, because you didn't know this guy.
No.
I didn't know this guy. You didn't know this guy, but you posted something about it. You only posted a picture of him.
Picture and video.
In a video. And then all of a sudden, there was people that knew him. There was people that tagged him. There were people that were sharing his stuff. Like this, it's pretty incredible to see that.
Well, I think the more important lesson is, for people out there, in this day and age, you really can't hide your bad habits or actions anymore.
Yeah.
Because we found this guy literally in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a ton of other people found him.
Without like researching him or skip tracing or any of that. It was just a matter of like posting something on the internet. And you're right. It's absolutely, I think that's pretty scary in my opinion. And because anything can happen, and like I was telling BB yesterday, look, here's the deal. This guy could have had the worst day of his life. You don't know it. This could have been the absolute worst day of his life, and you just kind of got the bad end of the stick here, And it shouldn't be personal because people have bad days sometimes, and we all do. I get it.
I get it, but you can't go around spitting on people.
No, that's absolutely right.
I mean, and here's the thing: like everyone who's saying, "Oh, it's just for attention," or "You're some kind of female," whatever. Like the insults that are coming to me for posting that. And or they're saying like, oh, well, you shouldn't have been driving back to begin with. I get that. That doesn't excuse somebody going and spitting on you. It's like being at the grocery store and I bump my cart into someone and the guy's like, hey, you mother effer, and spits on you. For it's the small action, If he would have just said something, I would have let him just yell it and just drive off. And I would have laughed about it later and been like, man, that guy was an a-hole.
Yeah.
But the fact that he spit on it, it's to me that's just the escalation. That's the next level, and that's really what bothered me.
Well, listen, it is what it is. The internet will make sure that he knows.
And people know his face and know what type of person he is now.
It's got thousands and thousands of views.
It's over 20,000 views now.
It's got I don't know how many shares. I looked at it this morning. It was like 400 or 500.
Yeah, it's over 400 shares now.
I can't believe it. But I think, like you said, the biggest lesson here is how fast things like this move in the internet. How you should protect yourself from doing things like that because you never know when somebody will post something like that about you, and even when you have a bad day, which all of us do every once in a while, maybe you shouldn't spit on people. That's just plain blunt.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easy way to say it.
All right, let's move on because I don't want to sit here and harp on BB's famousness all day.
We got to make the Realty Ruckus famous, so enough of that. Enough of that. Let's talk about property taxes.
Who's going to spit on the Realty Ruckus so we can be famous over here? All right, guys. We got to talk about how to fight your property taxes, why, and here's the thing. I deal with sellers all the time who actually base their opinion of value on their home exactly on what the tax appraisal district tells them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it drives me insane sometimes. I'll sit down and I always want to gauge their understanding of what the market is and whatnot. And it's almost always correlated to either something Zillow says, which we all know is a bunch of junk.
Oh, man, that one is the worst. Yeah. When somebody's like,
Zillow told me.
The estimate on my house is something. I'm like, oh, my goodness. Really?
There's a meme about Zillow. I think if we can, maybe we can look it up. It's a Zestimate meme. If we can find it, we'll post it down below.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it before. Let me see.
There's one of like the Batman slapping somebody. And like the person is getting slapped, the bubble above him says like, well, the Zillow's estimate says ... And the other guy's like, shut up.
How I wish I could do that sometimes, man. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy because it allows me to see that people in the industry not aren't doing a good enough job of educating their clients because these people bought a house from someone. Like there was a realtor that helped them buy a house originally, and at some point, it was like yesterday, somebody was like, hey, I'm getting ready to sell my house, this, that, and the other, and I asked them, okay, do you have a realtor? Oh yeah, I think I do. The guy that maybe helped me buy it, I was like, you don't have a realtor. You know what I mean? Like you don't, because if you think you do, it means you don't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, these people are literally thinking that Zillow is going to tell them what they can sell their house for, and then they'll back it up with a Harris County tax appraisal. And here's the thing. Let me help everyone understand. If you are a listener out there watching, don't feel bad if you fall into this scenario, but the truth is, Harris County Tax Appraisal District is there to make money off of you. Yes. So what they want to do is tax you.
To the most that they're able to tax you.
That they're able to tax you, and it is your job, either as an agent,
Well, and there's a big misconception that homeowners, realtors, everyone in the industry especially needs to understand you having a low property tax value has no effect on your appraisal and has no effect on your actual ability to get a mortgage. Because I actually had somebody say that, oh, I don't want to fight my taxes because I'm afraid if I go to sell, they're going to say, well, the house is actually worth less. The appraisals are all independent. All of that stuff is all completely independent.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. You're absolutely right. I've sat down with several sellers who blunt out believe that it will affect them negatively.
Yeah, for their property to have a low property value with the county. And that's just not true. The
So
county
you know what
value
they,
is
so
there.
you know what they do? It's
to
almost like
tax.
they sit there and they can't wait for their taxes to go up. They're like wanting for it to go up because they feel
I've
like
met people like that.
Yeah.
Who they're like, oh man, my house appreciated. And I'm like, no, you're just paying more taxes. That doesn't necessarily mean that you could sell for more.
How many times have you sat down with someone where you've had to break the truth? And they look at you and they think you're lying.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
They're like, Harris County tax appraisal district told me it was worth this much, and now you're only telling me it's worth this much. Sometimes in areas that are being developed, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
They will get a tax appraisal of $400,000 or $500,000, and you got to go in and say, hey, you know what? It's not really worth that much. It's worth $100,000 less than that.
Yeah.
And they're looking at you like, oh my God, you don't know anything. And it's difficult to overcome that objection. But and the only way to do it is with actual proof, actual facts that you can pull up from MLS. But I got to tell you, it drives me insane to see that people don't do enough research and understand that, hey, they're paying, in Houston, in some parts of Houston, there are people that pay up to 3.8%.
But there's nothing they can do about that. You can't fight the percentage.
You can't fight the percentage, but but if your house is only worth a certain amount, and you're paying $100,000 more on that.
Oh yeah,
you're paying 3.8%.
Well, that's
of
what
that
we want.
$100,000.
That's what we want to teach people right now. We want to give them the process to get out of it. I got to get you off of your rent. We want to help people. We want to help people to explain to them the process.
So long story short, fight your taxes because know that's what you should be doing every single year. It doesn't help you to pay more taxes.
Well, and then some people don't fight them because they don't understand the process. So, and guys, it's not that complicated.
No,
so
it's not at all.
It starts with you just following a thing online that says I'm fighting my property taxes, and you say this is what I think it's worth, and you give some data.
Yep.
Now, don't expect a good result from that. Like I see some people that are like, well, I submitted everything, and I'm hoping that they lower my taxes by half, and it's like, well, no, that's step one, and that's really the tiny step.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they know for a fact that you've just been overtaxed, they will come back and lower it just off of that one. But it's very
usually
rare.
It's just a tiny bit.
And it's usually just a tiny bit. And it's very, very rare. So then the next step in the process is going to be what's called the informal hearing. Now, the informal hearing is really important because this is your opportunity where you sit one-on-one with that appraiser that works for the county, and you get a chance to try to explain to them why your property is worth less. But you have to be prepared. And I think that's where a lot of homeowners fail and why they don't do well at the county. Because they show up and they're trying to use anecdotal evidence. They're trying to say, well, my neighbor is a real dirty and has a lot of trash outside. And the guy in front of me only sold his for 50, but they don't bring any proof. All they have is hearsay.
They're arguing without facts.
Exactly. And so what you have to make sure and do is go out there. If you don't have access to MLS, there's other ways to get sold houses in your area. Redfin has all of that data for free for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Go on there, find houses that are similar to yours, see what they're selling for, use those facts, and then take the things that are wrong with your house and bring those in also, and bring pictures. Let them know, like, if you have foundation problems, you need to let them know, hey, my house has foundation problems. Look at this. It's messed up. If you have cracks on your walls, you have appliances that don't work even, like the dishwasher doesn't work, things like that.
Anything, termite infestation, rotten wood, water damage, all those things can be used to decrease the value.
Exactly. Now, and you have to bring proof of all
I do
want
to let you guys know, though, they will notate that on the account.
Oh, yeah.
So
they will.
If you bring that to attention, you better be ready to disclose that as well
But if you're aware that you have termites, you have to be ready to disclose it anyway.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I found is that when you go to the informal hearing, and I've done several of these. Most of the people that are helping you don't really know real estate. They're just there to kind of be the buffer between you and the county.
Well, then our listeners are already ahead. They have us on their side. That's amazing.
That's without a doubt.
Well, and you know what's crazy is that a lot of those guys are licensed appraisers, but I feel like because they sit at the county and only look at things on paper, they lose the feel for being a real appraiser.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to insult them, but a real appraiser goes out to a property, measures everything right there on site, takes pictures of the condition of the property, sees it with their own two eyes, and guys, photos can lie.
Yeah, there's just some things you just can't see in photos, or it can be hidden very well.
Exactly. Photos can lie. I know when they came and they took pictures of a property that I owned, they made it look like it was the world's nicest property. And they even put like excellent condition, best property ever. And I had to go back in and be like, look, my floors are cracked because my foundation's shifting.
Yeah.
Why didn't you guys take pictures of that?
Yeah.
Where's that information? I back up to the freeway and it's noisy as hell. And I don't see you lowering it because of that. And I used all of that, but that didn't work for me in the informal. So in the informal, sometimes you get told to go fly a kite.
Yeah. And that's their job.
Yeah.
Their job is to say, you know what? You don't know anything, get out of here. Or here's a tiny little deduction, now quit bothering us.
Yeah, and so sometimes people will agree to it, and that's kind of my problem with some of the bigger companies that will fight your taxes for you.
Yeah.
One, they want half of whatever it is that they save you, which is crazy to me.
Huge.
And then two, they'll accept the informal a lot of the time because they don't have to go back and do the formal.
Yeah.
Now the formal.
Wait, you're talking about hiring somebody? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can hire companies out there
That will fight your proproperty taxes on your behalf.
They don't charge you anything up front. They'll put the whole case together. They'll put documents with comparables and whatnot.
Yeah, and what I'm reading is that actually it shows that homeowners that fight it on their own actually usually fare better than the hiring the companies.
That's what I'm saying, because the companies a lot of the time will accept whatever they get in the informal
because they just want to make the money quick and go on to the.
If they can save you $300 or $400, they get $200 off of it, and they're like, okay, cool. Here, I saved you $400. You're going to pay me $200. You're going to pay the county the other $200.
Yeah.
And we don't even have to go to the formal. When we get back from the break, though, we want to look at what does the formal actually look like, because that can be intimidating.
Yes, it is.
And it can be very scary if it's your first time. So if you don't know how the informal or the formal hearing works, you definitely want to catch us after the break.
Absolutely.
We'll be back.
Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Manuel Mata, chairman of the Houston Alumni Network of Sigma Lambda Beta, and I'd like to personally invite you to our annual teen gift drive, benefiting Navidad en el Barrio on Friday, December 9th at Lucky's Pub in downtown from 6 to 9. Join us for a night of networking, fun, and giving back to our community as we collect gifts for some very deserving Houston area teens. Remember, December 9th, Lucky's Pub downtown on San Emanuel, and I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also catch us live on Facebook and YouTube, where you can chat with us live during the show. I am Gibran Hernandez, David Bonilla, co-producer, and our host, Alan Hernandez. Now, right now, we're talking about property taxes and giving you the steps that you need to know to fight your taxes. And because I don't want you to be intimidated by the process. The process can be overwhelming because of the way they make it. And the board hearing is very intimidating,
Yes,
guys.
it is.
When you go there for your first board hearing, I can tell you, you're gonna have some butterflies in your stomach when you first walk in.
You know what's scary is that most realtors out there have never done this, and I think if you are in this business, you have to at least do one of these board hearings so you can understand what the process is, because this is something that comes up for every homeowner.
Yes.
Every single homeowner, and it is a very intimidating process. When you're sitting down in a room, there are 5 people, 5 board members there. None of them are happy, by the way.
No, because you're trying to take money away from them.
They all look grumpy as can be.
Well, and then and you go in there, so and everyone pay attention, because I didn't know what it was going to be like the first time I went. I asked you, and you didn't want to tell me. You were like, you know what, go figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, because it's an experience all on its own. Like you get
I
a chance to really do some good learning by sitting in front of 5 people who believe that they know everything about real estate.
Yes, it's very intimidating. You walk in there and it's very formal. You have to make sure you go in there dressed nicely. Don't show up in sandals. Treat it like court. Would you not say? Would you say that's a good example?
I
Treat
would
it like
think
court.
if you were going to go there, you would be treating it like a formal interview, like going to court.
Yeah.
Dress right, dress professionally, and be prepared professionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't walk in there with 3 pieces of paper to throw out.
Oh no, you need to come in there and you need to make sure you make copies of everything. Have enough copies for every single board member so that they can get copies of all the information. And heck, don't even be embarrassed. If you want to put together a PowerPoint, the more prepared you are, the better results you're going to get. The less prepared you are, the worse results you're going to get. That's just the reality of it. If you're one of the homeowners who walks in there and expects to get your property taxes reduced just because I don't like the way that my neighbor acts, you're not going to get the good results. You need to go in there with comparables. What have other houses sold for in the area? Why is my house worth less? What's wrong with my house that makes it worth less?
And the question to answer there is, what makes your house less marketable?
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Yes.
So here's how you do it. And if you're a realtor out there, please make sure that you let your clients know about this stuff. It's very, very simple. When you're out there and you're meeting with the seller, your job is to advise him on what the great parts of the house are, right? But also what the not so great parts are. And that's when this part of the process really comes in handy, because if you can actually say, look, these are the top 5 or 10 things that make my house less desirable and less marketable. Therefore, we can only expect a potential sales price of this number based on proven facts, which are comparables within the last year. Then now at that point, you have a case.
Yes.
Right? And be prepared for a rebuttal.
Oh, that's where it gets crazy, because you go in there and first they introduce everyone and it's very formal. They're like, Mr. So-and-so, Harris County Tax District.
And they're all sitting like this.
Oh, man, it really, truly is intimidating. Once you've done 1 or 2, that's not intimidating anymore. But your first one, I can tell you, it's intimidating.
Yeah.
And so you sit there and then they're like, present your case.
Yes.
And so you start presenting and you're like, okay, well, this. And you feel like you got it. Like, I got it. I did really good.
You feel like a rock star. You got your 5 packets.
Yeah,
they're looking at your stuff. They're all impressed. You're doing, You're doing that face.
Yeah, and you're like,
they look at each other.
I like this presentation.
And in your head, you're thinking, oh well, my property taxes going to go down half of what they are. These people look really impressed, and then comes a rebuttal.
Yes.
And that's whenever they take everything you brought.
They will agree with you at first too, by the way.
Yeah,
that's happened to me.
They want to make you feel good.
Well, I mean, no, and it's not that. It's because the times that I've gone, I will put forth my best effort and then present a very strong case.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I come in there with guns a-blazing. You know what I mean? I'm ready to just go in there. This is what it's worth. Facts. You have no rebuttal. That's my
you
strategy.
don't want to leave them with a rebuttal.
That's my strategy. I think of how many things can you come back to me with?
Yeah.
And I'm going to crush all of those objections up front so that you don't have an objection to throw back at me, and still they will come up with something.
Yes.
You know, and that's what happened to me the last few times. I don't do them anymore. Now I actually do hire a company to go out and do it, or now we send one of our assistants to do it.
We don't really hire a company. We send one of our assistants or one of our agents, and we prepare them with all the information.
And we know and
need.
trust to fully fight the case to the end.
Exactly. Like I'm not saying anything bad about any of the companies out there, but I know for a fact that I've been there before and I've seen those people that represent those companies, and they're representing 30, 40 cases a day. They could care less about sitting in there for an hour to present your case. They want to be in and out.
They're doing what they have to do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Their volume. They're not making a bunch off of each one. So that's $100 here, $100 there. To make a lot of money, you have to do a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and once you're there, you're talking, you're doing your presentation. First off, I always like to try to make them laugh, and that usually breaks the ice.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll say, you know, something silly. I'll laugh at myself or something, and you know, I try to at least break the ice that way, because these people, imagine sitting in a room for I don't know how many hours, at least 8 hours a day. And I guarantee you, most of the people that go in there and present their case, it's a bunch of BS that they have to listen to. People that are unprepared, people that don't know anything, and it's simply because they didn't ask. You know, they didn't bother to call their realtor or anybody in the industry and say, hey, what's best practices on this? What should I do? You know.
And honestly, the realtor's messing up if they haven't followed up with them coming onto the year saying, hey, this is how you should fight your taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I have a lot of friends who reach out to me around the beginning of the year when they get their new tax bills, and they're like, hey, I know that next year I'm going to have to fight them. Can you help me out here? Can you help me do a CMA and stuff? And that's really up to you if you want to do it or not. I help my friends out, and I do it for them.
Well, you should be doing it for them, because as anybody that is in the business, as a realtor, which you're a realtor, you're licensed. Every realtor out there should be doing that, because that's a great way to provide value for your clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who else is going to give them the comparables, the strategy, and the know-how on even just on how many packets to present? You know, when you don't have that, you know what? When you don't have that, you walk into that room with one packet, which is your own packet, and you have to share that packet with 5 people, and those 5 people, you know,
they look annoyed,
with their face, you know, like this. They look more annoyed, you know, and they're angry with you. So no matter what case you present, do you really think that they're going to agree with you? No, they're going to want to just get you out of there as fast as possible.
Yeah,
you know,
they want you out of there, and the thing is, when they come back and they do their rebuttal, they give a good rebuttal.
Yeah,
and they fight it well. And hopefully you've made a strong enough case that they will agree with some of your points, and then they'll come up with a number. But here's where I have to warn homeowners. If you go in there unprepared and you get to the formal hearing, and a lot of people don't know this. This is like, I don't know why it's a big secret, because it's not. But if you go to the formal hearing, you can actually have your property values raised if you put together a bad presentation.
Yeah, because
you can walk out of there owing more than you did.
Wow.
Because now you place your property value at the risk of going up from where it was at the formal hearing.
Okay, so this is something that you're right. That's absolutely scary. But what made it scarier for me when I was there last is that one of the presenters that was there, one of the board members, as his rebuttal, brought up their system on how they appraise properties.
Yeah.
And they have so much information on your property that you would not believe.
Yeah, they email it to you now, and I mean it's like over 1,000 pages.
Like
really?
You think you're coming in there guns a-blazing with pictures and whatnot, and they're like, yeah, we already knew that. It's like we peeked in through your window almost. Like, it's crazy, man.
Wow, and they have information for all your neighbors. They have all of the off-market data. Because every time a house sells, whether it's on market or off market, the county sends out information to figure out what did it sell for, what's the condition of the house. It's like a survey you fill out. And I hate filling those out, because I refuse to give them more data, because they're just going to use it against you, that data. They don't use that in your favor, that data.
That doesn't help you at all.
Yeah, but they have such a ridiculous amount of data. It's pretty scary, that the amount of information.
It's definitely one of those cases where the knowledge is power.
Yeah.
I
see.
Without a doubt. So, all right. So make sure you have your 5 packets. You're going in there. You make a proper presentation. Try to break the ice a little bit, and be ready for a rebuttal. And if you don't have the ability to do it yourself, hire a realtor. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of realtors out there that would more than happily go out there and do it for you.
Now, I'm reading here, guys, that another thing that people miss out on, I guess, when for saving on their taxes is claiming exemptions.
Oh yeah, so that actually happens a lot, and a lot of people don't even realize it. That's good that you brought that up. A lot of people forget to claim their homestead exemption.
So homestead is the biggest one. That's the one.
So what happens is somebody buys a house and they'll buy it in like August, right? Or in June, July, August, and they can't claim the homestead because you have to be at the house on day 1 of the year. January 1st, you have to be living there. So they go around, it goes all the way through the end of the year, and here comes January, here comes their opportunity to claim that homestead, and they forget about it.
They just simply forget.
Wow, so you have to claim on January 1st.
Well, not on January 1st. You have a deadline but people just forget. And then by the time they remember, the deadline has passed, and there goes that entire.
So that's another great tip for realtors. If you sold a house recently, make sure to remind your clients to claim their homestead.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's the thing. If you're out there marketing to people, and we talk about this all the time, you shouldn't be the cheesy car salesman that says, "Hey, let me help you sell or buy a house." Nothing like that. That's so old school and played out, and people don't actually like it anymore.
Yeah.
What you should be doing is finding ways to provide value, and this is a perfect example of that. January 1st through 15th, one of the great things you can do is send out a quick little email that says, "Hey, don't forget. Here's how you file for your homestead exemption. Here's the form," which, by the way, is completely fillable online and downloadable. So all you have to do is send a link. Right, which we can probably drop below as well for you guys. We'll drop that link here in a little bit, and that way you guys can have it. Send that to your clients anytime in the beginning of the year, and remind them. And it's not even a bad idea to call them and say, "Hey, did you get that? Did you get a chance to submit your homestead?"
No, and for those of you who are like, "Well, I don't like to call and annoy people," this is not you annoying. You're providing a lot of value.
Yeah.
Because that can reduce your property taxes by 20%.
Yeah.
I'm going to link to all the resources on the HCAT for all the exemptions that homeowners can take, so they have access to all of them.
Yeah, there's like veteran exemptions. There's
veteran, over 65, disabled. So guys, make sure to take care of the exemptions because that's right up front.
Oh yeah, because if you're over 65, disabled, and homestead, you get like 90% off of your taxes.
Yep.
It's
the homestead is 20% right off the bat.
Yeah. Imagine if you forget to file these things. Like, how much money are you just throwing away? Up in the air.
Yeah, a ton of money. And the county's not going to tell you, "Hey, I think you're over 65.
That's the thing.
You need to pay less."
They're never going to tell you. You have to be proactive about these things.
Absolutely,
and as an agent, this is an opportunity for you to help people that need this information and don't have it readily available.
To be clear to our listeners, that's a separate process than fighting the actual appraisal value. So that when you go into your appraisal value, don't start like yelling and being like, "And I didn't get my homestead, and I'm over 65, and I didn't get that either."
You guys didn't give it to me.
Yeah, because that's not, you're yelling at the wrong people. That's a different process. That's just paperwork that you have to fill out. And you have to.
And that's on you.
So that's on you. Don't get mad at them. You're probably just going to tick them off.
And I dropped the link before. It's a link to all the resources of the different exemptions homeowners can claim. So make sure you guys take a look at it, and if you want, send it out to your clients or whichever ones are specific to them to help them out and provide value.
Absolutely. And I hope that all of our listeners got some value out of that, because I know that there's probably a lot of you that have never done the property tax appraisal fight.
I'm telling you, most realtors never do it.
Yeah.
And I think it should be part of training. Like, it should be like when you first get into real estate, there should be like a course on going out there and fighting property.
Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should put together a class
that
for
would be
our
a
listeners
phenomenal
on fighting
way to
property
learn.
taxes.
And it teaches you
If
a
you
lot.
if you guys would like to have a class on that, make sure you give us some little hearts.
Yeah, let's get some little hearts. You guys let us know if you guys want us to
fight property
put a quick little class.
We want to
together.
see some hearts, guys.
I love hearts.
I love hearts.
I love hearts. I see you guys. I see you. Thank you very much.
Lots of hearts, lots of love.
By the way,
we got a like, not a heart.
We're running out of time in this segment, but I do want to take just a quick minute to talk about how you can actually get a house for free. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And when we get
hearts. Oh, we do have a lot of hearts coming in. We've got some hearts.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
We see it. We love it. We appreciate the love. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about that, as well as give you some updates on events, stuff that you need to be putting on your calendar, where you can find us tonight so you can come hang out and have a great time. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
Hi, Hi, this is Manuel Mata, Chairman of the Houston Alumni Network of Sigma Lambda Beta, and I'd like to personally invite you to our annual teen gift drive, benefiting Navidad en el Barrio on Friday, December 9th at Lucky's Pub in downtown from 6 to 9. Join us for a night of networking, fun, and giving back to our community as we collect gifts for some very deserving Houston area teens. Remember, December 9th, Lucky's Pub downtown on San Emanuel, and I'll see you there.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepickettrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepickettrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus. Remember that you can live tweet us at Realty Ruckus. You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, right now, we want to jump into a new topic, and it's something that has been kind of in the media. It's an older story. Alan's going to take you through it, but it's basically how you can get a house for free in Houston. With more on that story, Alan Hernandez.
Wow. So here's what happened, and this was this is something that happens. I feel like every other year. Like you hear it in the news, and it always pops up on like your news feed, and it's some guy who found an abandoned house that no one's been living in for a little while, right? And he hires a locksmith. And the locksmith will go out there, rekey the house, right? And he'll file like a memorandum or something for the county and say, you know what? As of today, this house is mine because it's abandoned, and I'm going to take this house for free with adverse possession.
Well, actually, you got to pay the filing fee for the.
You do have to
for that affidavit.
You have to pay the $17 filing fee, and you can actually get a house for free. So here's the thing. Is it or is it not possible? Because the law says that it is.
Yeah.
There is a way for you to actually take a house for free, right? And there's a process that allows you to do that. And if you ever wanted to research it or figure out how it works, adverse possession is what you would want to actually look up.
Yeah, and there's actually an attorney here in Houston. He's a Texas land law. And he's got a lot of great information.
Yeah, the Lone Star Land Law.
I always say Texas Land. Lone Star Land Law. If you just type in adverse possession Texas, that's who pops up. And Ashley Patton has even talked about this attorney before that. And other attorneys have talked about this guy before, Attorney David Willis. He gives so much great information that he actually is like a threat to other attorneys because he has so much good free information on his website. And you can literally learn everything that you want to know about adverse possession by going there.
Yeah.
But just to give everyone some kind of little quick tips, because there's a lot of reading you can do there. Yes, you can.
It's possible.
But it's not as simple as just filing a $16 paper.
Well, and it's not as simple as just finding a vacant house and moving in either, which is what ends up happening in most cases.
Yeah.
It's somebody that doesn't actually do the research and take the time to understand what the process really is, right? And they think it's just a matter of filing something super quick at the county clerk's office, and then now they all of a sudden live in the house and think that it's theirs. And that's not how this works, you guys. Like, you can't just take over someone's house and all of a sudden it's yours.
Yeah, that's what's funny to me is that ignorance.
Yeah.
It's misinformation. It's miseducation.
So what happened with the guy that went out there and did it? That was like here in Katy.
Yeah, so that one actually, so what happened was nobody really cared except for the fact that this was a predominantly white neighborhood, and then you had like this random black guy that just moved in and squatted in his house, and they were really upset about it.
So it became racial then.
It became racially charged a little bit, but at the end of the day, he kept claiming the house was his because he'd been maintaining it, and that some of the things he was saying were correct, but they were in the wrong context.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to claim that the property was now his. Well, it actually went to court. The court found that the property was not his, that he hadn't made the proper notifications to the owner, which the owner was Bank of America. They had foreclosed on the house, but they hadn't done anything with it. They hadn't put it in an REO or anything. It was just sitting vacant. And so they found him to be a tenant.
Yeah.
Because when he moved in, he wasn't a tenant that Bank of America wanted.
Yeah.
He wasn't a tenant that they put in place, but he was a tenant at will. He had moved into the property. He had changed the locks. He turned on new utilities. He was now considered a tenant. And so Bank of America had to have him evicted like you would any other tenant.
Yeah. So they just went through the procedures. They went through the local court.
Yeah.
They filed for eviction, and within 30 days they had him served.
Yeah, they got a writ of possession.
They got a right of possession, and all of a sudden, hey, it's time for you to pack your bags, or we can hire one of the constables or sheriffs to go
come
out there
remove you.
and remove you.
Yeah.
So that's usually what ends up happening, and I feel like I see this case over and over and over, and it's always like a different person that does it and tries it, but doesn't really know how.
But can it be done? Yes. And there are people here in Houston. I'm not gonna say the names of who they are because I don't know if they're proud of it or not, because it's a very controversial.
Yeah.
You're taking someone's property without their consent. But I do know somebody who's done it here in Houston. It is possible. It's a long process. It's a very long process.
Yep. It's a 10-year process to begin with, and you do have to invest money at least in attorney fees. So don't be surprised if you have to spend a little bit of money. When we say free, it means you're not actually paying for the house, but you are going to have to at least pay an attorney to help you make the right notices, help you get the right paperwork in place, and eventually you can actually own that house without paying a mortgage on it. So yes, it's possible, absolutely, without a doubt. You can actually get a house for free, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that people argue is that, well, how if the owner never signs the deed to you, how can it be transferred? Yeah. And the thing about adverse possession is the Texas Supreme Court has been very, very clear that you don't need a deed when you take something by adverse possession. That once the 10 years have passed and you've done all the right notifications, that property belongs to you.
Yeah, basically, if you do the notifications and the owner comes back within that statute of limitations, then
and says, "Hey,
no, that's mine.
That's mine." Then it's over.
And the chain of title clearly shows it. But you're right. After the 10 years, basically, as long as the owner's like, meh, then it's yours.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do anything, it's yours.
And it's interesting because the person I know that's done it here in Houston, what they did is they went in, they had a vacant property, it had been vacant for like over 6 months. And I'm going to finish the story real quick because I want to tell everybody about the events. Yeah. But it had been over 6 months, and they were like, hey, they changed the locks, turned on the utilities, started maintaining the lawn, cleaned it all up, and then they rented it. And they put tenants in place. And they were collecting rent on a property that they weren't paying anything on for over 3 years. Wow. And then the owner was like, hey, what the heck? Like, you have people in my property. They had to evict the tenants that were living there, and the people walked away. But they collected rent for 3 years without having to pay anything. Except for utilities and cleaning it up.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's incredible that people just leave their properties like that.
That's what's more surprising to me.
Like without keeping an eye on them or anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do have to jump into the events. We're getting very close to the end of the show here. So what events do we have this week?
Yeah, so as far as real estate or Christmas-related events going on, tonight we have at Lucky's Pub from 6 to 9 p.m. We're going to be doing, with Navidad en el Barrio, the Toys for Teens networking mixer. So please bring a toy that's specific for a teen, something like a Bluetooth speaker, headphones, sports equipment, whatever it might be. So it's for teens.
Toy drive. We're very specifically getting stuff for teens because they get forgotten a lot of the time. Everyone focuses on tots.
We found a bunch of really cool stuff at Ross. I didn't even realize that Ross sells. Like they have like a
small electronics
section, and it's nice, like electronics that usually sell for a ton, and they're selling them at like $10 or $15. So that's what we did. We went over there and we got a couple of them, and you know what? This is a great cause because Toys for Tots raises toys throughout the city, at every event, but nobody out there tries to help the kids that are a little bit older, and we want to be able to do that this year.
And really, those are the ones that are more at risk, and you can't forget about those kids. So I'm really happy about this event. It was a ton of fun last year. I know it's going to be a ton of fun tonight. I look forward to having everybody come out there.
Just come hang out.
Yeah, it is a networking mixture.
Yeah, it's a networking event as well.
We're going to be there. We're going to be having fun. It's at a bar, so there's going to be beer if you want.
Watch some sports.
You can watch some sports. You can make some cool connections, meet some people. Bring a toy, have some fun. You contributed to a good cause.
Absolutely.
Don't forget that we're also doing a blanket drive here at the office. So if you guys want to contribute to that cause as well, bring a blanket and
yeah, and I'll set a date and I'll put up like an action. Maybe we'll do I'll set a date and we can have like hot chocolate or something at the office. I'll try to take a really cool
day.
I
like that idea. I love that idea.
So we'll do hot chocolate here. You guys bring a blanket, and then we're gonna go out and distribute those throughout the city to the homeless.
Yes.
So thanks again, you guys, for joining us. Unfortunately, that time is up. It's gone
we got
by
through it, guys.
so fast, man. I can't believe it.
It wasn't pretty, but we did it.
Yeah, we do.
And I blame Ashley Patton for his part.
Yeah.
Everyone blames Ashley Patton for everything right now. Like,
we
the
blame
computer's
you,
not
Ashley.
working, everything. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget that we're going to be on again next Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm Alan Hernandez, your host for the Realty Ruckus, co-producer Gibran Hernandez, David Bonilla. We're signing off. Keep up your ruckus. See you soon.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.